Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 and another part of this Manchester United Legends series as we get into the business end of the season. Now we did have the first leg of our Champions League knockout round in the last episode. It was a 1-1 draw, a little bit frustrating. We did manage to get a late lead, but we then gave it up just 4 minutes later to Fernando to make it 1-1. But between then and now we have beaten second place Newcastle 4-0. Bobby Charlton cracked one in from the underside of the crossbar. Dennis Law with a poacher's finish. I was playing Pele in attacking midfield for that game because we did lose George Best, which meant Charlton was out on the left flank. Beckham managed to get a goal as well, another well-placed effort into a bottom corner. And Marcus Rashford came on late. He scored quite a funny goal where Rio Ferdinand just punted the ball down the pitch and Rashford just hit it against the keeper and it went in. So all good there. And then a 3-0 win over West Bromwich Albion, 2 for Beckham, 1 for Pele. Pretty routine that. And it does mean, especially having beaten second place Newcastle, we are now 15 points clear with 9 games to go. So I don't think I need to show too many Premier League games. There might be the odd few, but I think really we need to focus on the Champions League now because the title looks pretty much secure. I mean, there's 27 points up for grabs and we're 15 clear, so we're 4, maybe 5 wins away from securing the title. So today we're going to live com the match against Valencia, and then we'll probably skip all of these. It will actually, I suppose it depends if we go out of the Champions League or not today. That will decide what we're going to do, because if we do go out, then I'll probably do the City game next episode and then go all the way to the final couple of games of the season and do it that way. Otherwise, we'll see how the Champions League plays out. Our last couple of Premier League games I probably will show, but it does depend on what goes on between now and then. I just want to have a quick look at the squad before we move forward, because you can see if we sort this by goals, George Best has got 26 with 18 assists. Dennis Law's got 24 with 8 assists. Bobby Charlton there with 16 and 14 assists. And Ryan Giggs been involved in 36 goals. George Best, though, by far and away the highest contributor. But Beckham's been doing well as well. Look, 18 goals, 22 starts. With 2 central midfielders not too involved in the final couple of actions of the game, which is why they're down there. But Rio Ferdinand has done well, getting 2 goals and 3 assists. But Pele, really the star player, 4 assists, 11 goals in 8 games. He's been absolutely phenomenal. And really the team is very, very strong. Maybe we could strengthen the defence, possibly the fullbacks, but overall I'm very happy with this team. We could maybe do with one world-class central midfielder to join Edwards, particularly an advanced playmaker, but Scholes seems very good there at the moment, so I'm pretty happy. And going out there against Valencia today, we are pushing Pele back up front because we need his goals. Charlton is in his usual place, Beckham on the right filling in for the injured George Best. Giggs is back from injury and on the left flank, so that's a huge win for us. Edwards and Scholes partnering in midfield, they are probably our strongest 2 in the centre, with Byrne, Stam, Ferdinand and Neville across the back 4, Schmeichel in goal. It's his left back position I'm most unsure about. I think Neville can do a job at right back, and we do need central defensive cover because, as you can see on the bench, there's not any real world class centre backs on the bench there. But Rashford and Villa could well come on and get a few goals. So let's get into this game and see if we can beat this Valencia team after we failed to do it away from home. If we do go out today, I mean, what a really disappointing end to the season that will be. You can see a strong Valencia team here. They've got Kempes up front, Asensi, Aymar and Moroni, pretty similar to the last match. Baraya, Claramunt, Carboni, Arias, Ayala, Carete and Canizares making up the team there. Mendieta still on the bench there. It's a good team. Every team we play at this point is going to be very, very difficult to beat because they're going to have so many world-class legends in there at this stage of the Champions League. But we probably have the best legends in the game, I would say. Certainly in terms of balance of the squad. I don't think there's many teams that can match us for that because there are 2 generations of great United players. But here's Gary Neville. Plays it down the line. Carboni does intercept early in this game here. It's Baraya. Puts the ball forward. It's found its way to Moroni. Goes over the top, but Neville cuts it out. They've got it back, though. Asensi down the line, and Kempes is onto it. He's got no one in the box. He does it himself. Hits the post. And had he just held up a little bit longer, then Valencia could have cancelled out our away goal. because as it stands at the moment, we will be going through on away goals. The pressure is on Valencia to score. If we keep a clean sheet, we go through no matter what else happens today. But Pele charging at the defence, past one, he's got players arriving, doesn't need them, Pele. That is why you pay £140 million for a striker, because he delivers like that, pulling him from the left flank completely on his own. It didn't look like a goal was possible, but he just blasts it in, and now Valencia need to score just to force extra time. I mean, they had to score regardless, so it doesn't change things too much for them. But we can see here, Baraya on the ball, sending it back. They do need to get this goal and hope that we don't score too many more, but we are looking dangerous at the moment. Baraya back to Essensi. They did equalise quickly after we scored in the last game, so we need to be careful in defence. Schmeichel sending it forward. Header comes to Giggs on the left flank. Be good to see some more assists from him. He does take it wide, puts it in. Pele's there to Beckham, and he does get the finish. Pele did just nod that ball behind him using the top of his head, and Beckham on his left foot able to half volley the ball in. He's been doing well, popping up with a few goals lately. Now Charlton over to Edwards. He's got a lot of room there for Byrne. He's got 3-5 in the box now. Pele's there off the underside of the bar, and 24 minutes played. Pele has killed this tie for Valencia. That's 2 goals and an assist now. It could get worse. Beckham puts it in. It's cleared out again to Beckham. Ball goes in once more. Cleared out again. Scholes, though, they can't clear their lines properly. It's Giggs in a good position. He's got players in the box. Puts it in. Pele's there. Beckham again off the post. Pele trying to follow up, but they do scramble the ball away. And we've just gone through a dip, I think, through early February, possibly late January as well. As Giggs comes in, there's Beckham, and it's well saved. But we went through a dip there in the new year where, after dominating so much, we did give up a few points in the league. We struggled in the cup competitions, and it's really affected our confidence. But it looks like that confidence has come back now as the ball comes to Edwards. He finds Charlton, big tackle, but Edwards again with a big tackle. Here's Moroni, back to Canizares. Ball forward to Essensi. It's Aymar charging through. If they got one back here, they could be back in it, and it's off the post. Ferdinand clears it there. Had they scored there, they'd have needed just 2 more. So we still need to be careful at the back, because that was really lax. There's still an hour to play in this game as the ball goes forward. There's been a lot of highlights so far. Comes to Giggs, gives it away though. Now it's Orangi. Around the corner for Kempes, but Ferdinand does get there. Schmeichel hoofs it down the field. Comes to Ryan Giggs, playing across the back 4 now. Gives it away to Kempes, and that was a rushed effort. I think Valencia may be lacking the composure they need, and that we have displayed up front at least. Byrne to Edwards, now Scholes. Charlton plays it forward to Pele. Back inside. Scholes can push it out wide. It's Beckham there. He's got 3 in the box to aim at. He puts it in. Pele from near the goal line has just put it over the top when it's probably harder to miss than to score. But he's already on 2. I'm sure that hat-trick will come at some point. We can probably, so long as this doesn't change, we can probably think about bringing on some youngsters in the second half. The likes of Rashford and Villa specifically I'm looking for in terms of getting more game time, especially in the league. But 3-0 at half-time. This is exactly how this game should be going. And it does look like we're going to head to the quarter-finals of the Champions League, with the league title pretty much sewn up. It would be nice to do such a high-impact double, but here's Moroni. Oh, it's a free kick. I thought it was going to be a penalty then. But it is a free kick for us. About 40 minutes left to go. I don't know if you guys saw the sponsorship we did on yesterday's video. I'd like to get your thoughts, if you did see that, on what you think about sponsorship. As Pele goes over the bar again, he just needs to get it on target. But obviously, I've not done too many sponsorships on this channel, so it'd be nice to get your thoughts on that. They will be appearing on some videos over the rest of the month. Just a little graphic as they do manage to get a goal. As Sensi stabs it in, there's still 35 minutes to go here, and they're 2 goals away from knocking us out. We have to be careful. 1 goal between now and full time is going to put our very, very precarious position into play. Now here's Edwards, back to Byrne, finds Giggs, edge of the area, it's Charlton, goes for goal, and everybody missing the target at the moment. But yeah, so let me know what you think about the sponsorship. There will be a few just sort of graphics appearing on the screen advertising the app, but they're likely to be on the experiments rather than on this series. Here's Beckham down the right flank. Gives the ball away to Asensi. 20 minutes ago, we might need to change up the legs. Asensi inside to Fernando. Over the top, and Mundo's got in completely unmarked, but Schmeichel does manage to save it. Better play this corner out before we make the substitution. But we are looking a little bit threatened as Arias puts the ball in. Stam away. Now Baraya brings the ball out. Well tackled by Ferdinand. Oh, not well tackled, but a good area to give away a free kick that, so I've got no complaints. I am going to bring on Law up front for Pele. Controversial change. Keane, I think, also needs to come on for Paul Scholes. Not his natural position, advanced playmaker, but his tackling will be a big help. Now, here's Giggs out to the edge of the area for Keane. It's Charlton. Charlton goes for goal, and he finds the bottom corner. What a finish from Bobby Charlton. That is absolutely sensational. It's now 4-1, and that should be the game pretty much put to bed. We've got about 20 minutes, or 10 minutes, sorry, left to go. But this game, the stats actually looking pretty flattering, I think, for Valencia. It looks quite even there, but we have dominated this game, and time very nearly up now. Nothing that Valencia can do at this point. They do have a late corner. Moroni puts it in. Stam gets it away. And there's the full-time whistle. A good 4-1 victory. The team performing excellently. Morale is now high. Form is very, very good, it has to be said. And in our next game, we will be taking on Man City. I am going to skip past that, though. I think last time I said we might play it, but given that Man City are well down towards the bottom of the table, I just don't think that's a game worth showing, given the way the league has shaped up. They're not going to get relegated. There's too big a gap between them and West Ham. Leicester and Blackburn doing extremely poorly. But an interesting top four at the moment. Everton, Newcastle, Arsenal, Leeds 1 point outside. Stoke just a few points out. They still have Stanley Matthews. But great to see Man City looking like they might get relegated despite having all that cash. And now we get to look forward to a Champions League quarter-final. So we've got 3 games before then. I'll play through all of these off camera, and then we will play the Champions League quarter-final. I might actually skip the first leg of the quarter-final and go straight through to the second leg, but I'll have a think about that before we get there. It depends who we're playing, of course. If it's a big team, we are going to want to see that. But drop a like on the video if you are still enjoying this series. It doesn't get many views. I have to keep repeating this, so make sure you're dropping likes if you want to keep seeing it coming on the channel. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. If you're this far into the series and you haven't subscribed, you really, really should be. But until next time, see ya.